The place is here. The time is now. And the journey into the shadows that we're about to watch could be our journey, has been our journey. Up there, in the vastness of space, in the void that is sky, up there is an enemy known as isolation. It sat there in the stars, waiting with the patience of eons, forever waiting, until now, it's here. We're in the COVID zone.
You know, it does seem like we're living in the twilight zone sometimes. I mean, this isolation at the studios, it's kind of getting to me, you know? I'm Jeff Jones here from Bob FM. There are some good and hopeful things, though, if you know where to look. And Reach for Resources is a prime example. Even during some of these troubling times, they've still been able to do some good. And I want to introduce you to a few of the staff members that can explain a lot better what Reach for Resources is and what they do. So we'll talk with some of their staff, including the Executive Director, Kate Bodiger.
Thanks for joining us today, Kate. Could you briefly tell us what is Reach for Resources?
Reach for Resources is a nonprofit organization whose mission is to support individuals with disabilities and mental illness to reach their full potential. So we do this by providing individualized services that maximize independence, promote community involvement, and improve physical and mental well-being.
What kind of programs do you do to accomplish those things?
So we have adaptive recreation programs, which include adaptive recreation, weekend respite, and inclusion for children and adults. We're also contracted with Hennepin County to provide waiver case management services across Minnesota. Our community living supports offer independent living support, in-home supports, and personal supports, as well as employment services for adults with disabilities. And our mental health services offers ARMS, which is an adult rehabilitation, targeted case management for children with mental illness and their families, as well as parenting education training.
Kate, what kind of impact have these services made in the lives of some of the people that you serve?
So we have individuals that have been able to apply and go to college and have been in college and supported by their staff. We've had other individuals who've been able to get their driver's license. We have had others that have had the goal of becoming a health professional and have got their job as a certified nursing assistant. And during this time, while everyone is having a hard time, some individuals have been very excited about the virtual programming because they can't get out of their house. And so the virtual programming has done wonders for them and has helped them engage with individuals that they may have not come into contact with previously.
We keep hearing the word independent. Is that a core idea behind Reach for Resources?
That is really what our mission is. So basically, we want more and more individuals to have access to services and supports that maximize their independence. So as society moves away from group settings of people with disabilities, individuals and their families are seeking alternative services and supports to increase the independence and self-sufficiency. And so our staff work to build those skills so that staff feel empowered, gain independence, and can integrate really into their own community.
Kate, how has the current COVID-19 stay-at-home order been affecting Reach for Resources?
Reach for Resources provides essential services, so most of our employees are still working. We did have to cancel our adaptive recreation programs and inclusions due to the number of people included in those programs, but our creative leaders in those departments have developed some fun virtual programming to keep those individuals engaged. Mental health, case management, and independent living are essential, and they're all working remotely. So while most of our employees are still working to assist individuals and families, we do have a financial shortfall due to canceled programming, lack of reimbursement for some of the services we're still providing.
Kate, thank you again so much for all that you do, and thanks for talking with us today.
Thanks, Jeff. Have a great day.
My name is Larissa Beck, and I am the Community Living Director with Reach for Resources, and I am from Maplewood, Minnesota.
Hi, Larissa. Could you tell us a little bit about your role at Reach for Resources?
I am the person who oversees all of our community living programs, our independent living programs that we do and work with people one-on-one in their homes to become more independent. That is our employment services that we do, and that works with folks to find and keep independent jobs.
Would you be able to share a story with us of somebody whose life changed while working with Reach for Resources?
Yeah. Torrance is a guy that we've worked with for a number of years. We've done both the in-home services and the employment services with him. He is somebody who has experienced homelessness, has lived in a shelter, and I'm just so proud of the work that he's done for himself. When we started, he was living with his sister and with his mom in a small apartment, and we helped him to be able to get his own place and find a job to help support himself. We helped him to get his driver's license, and then he ended up actually getting his forklift license as well. After that, we helped him to get a job at the airport. He is somebody who's told me numerous times that he would be dead on the street if it wasn't for us.
Larissa, are there other stories of this kind of positive impact that you've seen?
Oh, gosh, yeah. Tiara is another example of that success. When I went out and met with her, she was living in a small studio apartment with her young daughter, about 6 or 7 months old, and we helped her to go to school and get into a lot better of a living situation. She got into a program to do her CNA license. She ended up passing that exam on the first try and then landed an assistant job as well at the same time. So when she got her job, she was now able to move into a new place and help support her daughter, who's now 2 years old.
How has the current situation and the stay-at-home order been affecting your day-to-day interactions?
Our staff are meeting with people virtually or over the phone. So for my staff, they're going and trying to do all of this remotely. We've had some really inventive ways to be able to use video conferencing. We've done some shared video feeds of workout videos and done them in tandem. There's another person that we work with who has more of the housekeeping organization kinds of goals, and the person who works with her was like, my dishes are dirty, your dishes are dirty. So they did their dishes at the same time through video conferencing. Another person that we work with, we helped him put different color coding around the dials of his stove so that we could help to see what level his stove was at while he is cooking. We're trying to do as much as we can and keep things as normal as we can.
What would you say is the most important takeaway you would want somebody to know about Reach for Resources?
There's a lot of folks that we work with that wouldn't know where they would be without our assistance, without our weekly support. So many of them don't have anybody else, and we are the only person that is a positive influence in their life for them and help pushing them forward. And I just can't tell you how committed my staff are to helping people realize this for themselves.
Larissa, thank you so much for all that you do and sharing these stories with us today.
You're welcome.
Who's this?
Nicole.
Nicole, you've been involved with Reach for Resources for years, and I know they offer a wide variety of services. So tell me what has helped you.
I have used the semi-independent living specialist, Carolyn Finney, and I've also had the mental health department.
Reach has very unique independent living services. They don't own any group homes or anything. How has this focus on gaining independence impacted you personally?
I have agoraphobia, where you're afraid to leave the house. And so working these past years with Carolyn, I've gotten to get out and go grocery shopping, doctor's appointments. I've also been able to get comfortable into walking my daughter to daycare by myself.
Nicole, you had mentioned that you have some experience with Reach for Resources mental health services as well. I know it's a sensitive subject, but can you share that experience with us?
Yes, I had an unfortunate situation related to my agoraphobia where Child Protection Services placed my 2 young children in a different environment. So I worked with Reach for Resources Health Department. I worked with them until the case was dismissed and my 2 young children were able to return home.
So it sounds like Reach for Resources has had a tremendous impact on your life.
Yes. Their services are wonderful.
Nicole, what would you say is the biggest improvement you've experienced working with Reach for Resources?
I'd say I've grown and just being able to get out and feeling comfortable leaving my house.
It's truly incredible. Nicole, thank you so much for sharing your experience with us today.
You're welcome.
I'm Emily, and I'm the Director of Adaptive Recreation and Inclusion at Reach for Resources.
Hi, Emily. With so many directions that Reach for Resources helps individuals, what do you do?
Our main goal with adaptive recreation is to improve people's quality of life, getting them social connections, exercise, anything to help improve their quality of life.
What kind of activities make that possible?
We offer a really wide variety of programming, anything from social groups to social skills groups. We do sports for individuals of all abilities in a safe setting. We also do community outings in restaurants and movie theaters, community centers, spaces that just everybody uses. We also do bingo and karaoke and dances and all types of activities to get people involved.
Could you tell us about someone who benefited from the adaptive recreation with Reach for Resources?
Nicholas started in our teens group a couple of years ago. Our teens group has a focus of independent living skills and encouraging our teens to get out in the community and learn how to do things on their own. And Nicholas has really gotten some great opportunities for socializing with peers who are just like him and helping him practice his social skills in a safe environment. So he started in our Teen Explorers program, and now he participates in some of our other recreation programs as well.
Emily, what would you say is your favorite activity that you get to do?
My favorite programming that we do is our summer outdoor programming. We do a great program called Picnic and Pontoon Fishing with our partners Fishing for Life, and they have volunteers who take us out on pontoons on Medicine Lake where we're able to catch fish and have a picnic dinner. With them, we've also done ice fishing, which is really fun too.
You also mentioned the inclusion program. What is that?
I just want people to know what inclusion support is and that it's offered free of charge for the families. Inclusion programming, we're providing one-on-one assistance to help an individual be included in the typical Parks and Rec program. So we're out in city Parks and Rec programs giving the individualized assistance so people can participate alongside their typical peers.
How has the COVID-19 stay-at-home order affected your activities?
It has pretty significantly impacted what we're doing. Unfortunately, we support a vulnerable population, so we're being really careful. Of course, right now during the stay-at-home order, not doing any programming in person and hoping to resume whenever it's safe. But for now, we do have virtual program offerings that we are coming up with and adding more every day on our online registration page for participants. I just had a virtual game day on Mondays. We also have our Wednesday night social group that's got 15 participants who get together every Wednesday night. We have an online book club that we're going to be doing virtually and virtual bingo and movie night. So we're really doing our best to give our participants an outlet during this time because a lot of people are really isolated at home.
Emily, thank you so much for sharing more about Reach for Resources with us.
Thank you so much.
My name is Sarah DeCam, and I have my husband, Nate. We have 4 children. Logan, who is 12, Owen is 10, Charlotte is 8, and Elise is 6.
Hi, Sarah. So I understand your family has benefited from the Reach for Resources inclusion services that works with city parks and rec programs. What has your family's experience been with those?
We have gone to what we call Park Camp. It's run through the city, and we have the kids go over to one of the local parks, and they are there from 9 to noon. All the kids go, and then Reach sends out a support person or 2, and with that, they are able to support the kids both socially and with anything behaviorally. That has really been able to make it so that they can go, because otherwise I think it would be too difficult for them socially. It would be too difficult with any behavior that might arise. And it's a wonderful break for myself and a wonderful way for the kids just to be able to get out and burn off some energy. And with the park camp that we do, it's offered from 9 to noon on Monday and Friday, so we take advantage of both.
So all of your kids are benefiting from the inclusion programs.
Yes, yeah. All 4 of my kids have various mental health diagnoses.
Sarah, what has it meant for your kids and for you to have these services from Reach for Resources?
For me, it is a break, but also probably more importantly, I know that they're safe. And Reach has been very accommodating over the years with if the kids are feeling sad, they can give me a call, or they'll give me a call and say, hey, this is what's going on. Do you want them to be picked up, or do you want to just wait it out? For the kids, I think it allows them to probably just feel more comfortable, really, because they know that those are hard times socially for them. I think a lot of trying to figure out where do I fit, how do I make it so that I am as quote unquote normal as possible, which is a big thing when you're really after about grade 3. It seems like that they really start to feel or see themselves as maybe socially different from other kids. And so I think that having Reach there allows them to have someone to go to if they are feeling sad or different, or if they have questions, somebody who they feel safe with, that they know that they're not going to get judgment from, and who will just support them unconditionally.
It sounds like the team at Reach for Resources are very dedicated.
The staff really gets to know them, and we've had some repeat staff over the years. And one thing I've just seen is kind of beautiful is that it doesn't feel like it's just like a job for them. They really want to get to know them as individuals and as people. And throughout the summer, because Park Camp does go for the majority of the summer, it feels like they are figuring out what works well for one kid, what doesn't work well for another kid, and are really able to support their individual needs.
Sarah, thank you so much for taking some time to help us out.
Yeah, thank you.
So now you've heard some of the incredible things that Reach for Resources is able to accomplish with the help of people like you. So we're asking for some help, but we're going to give you something back in return. Remember that the bidding ends at 8:30, so go back and take a look at some of the incredible opportunities you've got, like a 1-week stay at one of 8 resorts throughout Minnesota. Or maybe you want to go on a 2-hour float plane tour, taking off from Duluth, tour the North Shore, go see Split Rock from the air. Or if you forgot about Father's Day, and maybe you want to get a last-minute gift, how about a Big Frig cooler? Or a handcrafted sunfish cribbage board? Or if you really want to get some brownie points with Dad, what a 4-person golf getaway to Payson, Arizona. It's all there, and many, many more items. Go and check them out. But remember, the bidding ends at 8:30.